This day 1579 the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is being sponsored by Rabbi Yonason as a Menachana Feigl for his chus for Hatzlacha in Parnas and Shiduchim, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu should give him all the siyata dishmaya. Today we're doing Yerideh Siman Shinchav Beis Sif Gimel to Tes. Of course, we started yesterday Hilchos Chala Gimel. Let's start with Shimaduyuk. The Arukh HaShulchan is going to give us his perspective on the 124th, 148th Shurim of Chala. The Nei B'Chala Ksiv Chala, it says, "Merishisari so seichem titnu." From the beginning, from the first of your dough, you should give a gomer. Kaimel deina sina pachas mishal pruta. Giving is never less than a pruta. V'shir chalu kavu mechza. The shir of a kala, the shir from which chala is taken, is 5 pounds. Which is a kavu mechza. Kanan b'shirios. Midos shachaka chaim chamesh revoim. Later on, they changed the midos. It became 5 quarters. It's going to be clarified later on. The purchase price of flour we found several times in the Gemara. Shabbos Ches Erev that pay base 4 saw for a salah. Salah bar dinarim. Sells for dinarim. So kol saw b'dinar. So each saw is a dinar. We sell shisha kab. We sell 6 kab. Dinar shisha moin. Dinar 6 more. So kol kab more. So each kav is worth a ma. The kav chetzi, a kav and a half, a ma v'chetzi is a ma and a half. V'ma lam base putas, a ma is 32 putas. Kisa b'kedushin. Chatzi ma, so half a ma is 10 putas, is 16 putas. V'yachad he memches putos. So altogether it is 48 putos. Share chala sur lezorin k'chuma, since chala is also for non-kohanim like chuma is. And it is half the value of chulin, since it could only be sold to kohanim. He's a b'ksubas, like it says in ksubas daf nun ches. Dim nosin lo truma, nosin lo kiflaim. Chulin, if you're giving truma, you have to give for ksuva, you have to give double what you would give in chulin. Dim tzeh b'chala shava pruto echad michavdal. So in chala, the shava pruto is 1/24 of the amount of dough which is the minimum for chala. Very nice. Nachdom by Nachdom it says in Erevin that pay base same in Mechza Chedvanik Shava Beitzim Shalom. You move, you deduct a half when he's cooking with it, when he's baking with his own wood. And Shonitza Fisa Mediyach the Babais Echom Michov Tav Shava Pruta. So Babais 1/24 is worth a Pruta. Nachdom Echom Mimem Ches 1/48 is worth a Pruta. The deducting a half in this case means that. He's actually charging a half more. So therefore, 148 is ready a pruta. Vavashir havishir is like an ancient Torah. So shir is like a Torah shir since it's by a pruta. Long brackets here. V'zasi shabbat Rashi Menachos. This Rashi Menachos daf ayin that works out well. Shomer chumas chalo. It says let's learn from chumas chalo. Perish Rashi lechamim and ches Rashi says 148. Kosher let's say elamid rabbanon. So in Rabbanon, Shir 48. The female Shkasav the Hatzi Shapir. No, according to what the Arukh HaShulchan said, it is at least a Ke'en D'Oraisa because we're talking about the value of a pruta. He says differently. He says because the baker has a lot of dough. Well, therefore, 148 this is sufficient, significant nesina. Babais muetes, babais is a little bit below dough. Below plug and there's no distinction really. Ayin sham. Okay, Yerushalmi. Mishnah is also with Yerushalmi based on Halacha Gimel. Mikom nevertheless yesh magam tamze. Because the reason the pruta. The siag the dvarai it's hard to translate this context, but it means an allusion to my words. It says, give to Hashem Truma Lo Minam Archule, Mikhat Omer Archule, Ayin Sham Beduk. Evidently, it seems to indicate that the Truma is a pruta. Shami Hachi Prush, Shami means like this, why did not give this equivocal value by Truma, Umataritz, and Yerushalmi evidently answers it. Dal Ba'abai Shana Nitma Yisos Ones Ba'abos whose dough became tummy inadvertently of accident. He's allowed to take 148. Kegon came with the Eno Royal Achilas. It's not suitable to eat. Being Timo B'meiz, if he deliberately made a Tomei, Echad Michabdal, then the shear is 124th. In this case, so sin should not prosper. The Chal Tzmei Mutar Sasaka Kachuma Tzmei. Chal just told me allowed to burn its fuel just like Chuma Tzmei. The coin burns it, below you so not the regularly so set it aside. And afterwards as well, Zmanra for a long time. She's showing me Taros when they used to keep the Tuma Tara. A person should not deliberately make his dough tummy. You should be careful and make an effort and purify himself and his vessels. The Torah take of Chala in Tara. A person who's going to need dough, who has to go take his kelim, his vessels, which are coming to the mikvah. He has to go up to 4 meal, to find water. He didn't find within 4 meal water. He can make a betuma. V'yavish Chal and says the Chal Tomei. If the Ba'abais is paying the dough kneader, Kneader, about the Choso for his effort, for whatever he goes more than 4 meal, he's got to go further. So Rashi and Chulin, base. So the person has to make a dough. If he has in front of him within 4 meal a kneader, who can make his dough betara, he has to go to the trouble of going to that person. But this is specifically talking about where that person is in front of you and the road you have to traverse. But to go backwards, he only has to do it up to 2,000 amos, up to about a kilometer backwards. That's places there according to Arukh. Hey, no lo sabik tuma, but Isab is not sure if his dough is tummy or not. The mimela ev shal anyway, not going to eat the challah. If the sabik arose before the time of the obligation of challah divav and before the dough was formed, you're allowed to finish it with and make it tummy, even deliberately. That dying chulin, who would still chulin, you're allowed to cause chulin to become a tummy now it's swell. But if the sabik devolved after you made the dough, became turn, you have to complete making it in Kalim Torah. Even though the cloud is going to be also going anyway, nevertheless, you're not allowed to deliberately make it tummy. The chulin has been challah dami, and because chulin, which is tevel, vis-a-vis challah, is like challah. It can't be matami. Also, tumah l'challah, now allowed to cause tumah to challah, k'mo l'chuma, just like you're not allowed to cause chulin to tumah to chuma. We're needed that vav other places. Well, madina shechallah su lo nechelas lo nischefes. What's the halacha of this challah? It's not eaten nor burnt. El he tluya b'safik. It is left hanging, so to speak. Safik ad shetichlem until it rots on its own. It's finished off on its own. It's going to rot. Go moldy. It's well known. Amoritz is not conversant with the laws of keeping Tumah and Tacha. Therefore, Amoritz needed a dough. And he says to a kneader who is a chaver, who is trusting to Mr. Meiser and Chala, Havreish Chala means he's supposed to separate Chala from my dough. Vaseo so Batara do it Batara. Hareiz lo Yishmalo. You can't listen to him. He's not trusted on this. Sharei Kvar Nidmo Kol Yisa Biyodo. The entire dough was ready, made tummy in his hands. Vakoyitz Mocha Gabo Shu Chaver Yavo Lo Achlo. And the coin will rely, in this case, inappropriately on the kneader who's a Talmud Chacham or a Chaver, and he's going to eat the bread, and that's a no-no. However, before they made the dough, he said, he said to the kneader, Lo shli yisosi b'tara, I'm an amoritz, it's but you make my dough for me b'tara. They allowed the kneader to do this on account of this parnasa. They should make it, you should knead it b'tara. Even though you're going to leave the challah by the Amoritz, he's going to give it to whoever he wants. Kate said, what you do, Leave a challah in a vessel sh'nam hakabel tuma. Like earthenware, of a cliche derech laniach isa b'techa, and a vessel which you don't normally leave a dough. V'yasir la'amoritz, and warn the amoritz, shelo yigabot, don't touch it. Shima Agabov, he's going to touch it. Yar Taxer Isa Tivla. The dough is going to back to being Tevel. He will learn how to look Chalamena, so the Chal is not taken off. For who are Remitametzim Lutochal, and this Amor, it's after he wants to take Chal properly. And therefore he'll be careful not to touch it. It's getting some base. Abisa Shamoritz Mekavla, but if the dough is actually needed by the Amoritz. Oh, Loy Tirla, feeling me free for Shemokamacher. You allow, according to the challah, even if the Amoritz takes the truma challah from elsewhere. Shem is a chashtav truma, there's no concern truma. To say shitir ritir rak mishum parnosa, so this is the only that which you allow the kind of parnosa. Shnot the challah because isa when he is getting paid for the entire dough. Zayin eshes chaver beres achiti meishes Amoritz. The wife of a chaver who keeps tumatara can sift through the wheat with the wife of an Amoritz who does not keep tumatara. She can then sift it with a sieve with her. As long as there's no water has come into contact with the flour, there's no concern with tuma. But the moment water is introduced in the mixture, into the flour, the Asian Chaver should not assist the Asian Amoritz. She also betuma because she's making her dough betuma. For also to say they are Ravera now to assist over Ravera who do such things. So to a baker does a betuma, you don't need with him, nor do you make the loaves with him. Pass the powder, rather you take with him, take the bread to a retail baker. Love it shumaisa bezeh. Not sure what he means by that. I guess you're allowed to work for the baker to take to the Nachman was a wholesale baker. You're allowed to work them to take the bread that he bakes to the retail baker because you're not assisting him in any way, shape, or form. That's what he means to say. Ches Kosav Rambam. The Rambam writes, "Beso per ches the lokeach menach the Amoritz." As soon as somebody purchases dough from a baker who's an Amoritz in Syria. Then we fish the challah, and the baker says, "I set aside the challah." Answer Ravish himself. You don't think he'll take aside again out of doubt. Because just like the no Jews are suspect not take of truma in Eretz Yisrael, they're not suspect in Syria to not take it off. Okay, chutzretz min hanachtum, so he buys the chutzretz from the baker. Tzorich lav yishlam, so he has to take the chal out of doubt. Okay, about buy somebody to buy him from a balbutz. They tzorich man tzorich to go to say if he's a guest by his house, and tzorich lav yishlam, he doesn't take a chal shono. Who miyushalmi perik dal chal from miyushalmi. I shom afilam yisrael tzorich nachtum, so he's a guest by a baker. Even he be such a shoyach about some tzorich. When he's eating in the house, he doesn't have to set any. Yesh topic, however, it's unclear. If the baker says he set aside challah, neman is believed to over like by Syria. Or mechama the rock b'suy manim. So since we always said in Syria it's effective, mashim chutzlo mani sounds like even chutzlo it's not effective. It's counterintuitive. Syria is more severe as well. Oh, I'm sure the Quran if he was Syria, so Shemadafka, perhaps it's the opposite. They even Syria have to specifically say he did it properly. Famous Yerushalmi there, it's Mavur, but it's explained generically. The Basur they're not concerned about Challah, concerned about Challah. They say also clout. Don't need to say anything. How do you know why according to Rambam does he have to say separated challah? So Yerushalmi what Yerushalmi says, look at Menachem somebody who takes purchase from the baker in Syria, he has to take a challah as a doubt. Ain't so say you don't require it. But Rabbanan and Loch Rabbanan Sarchi and what exactly is the halacha and what is not. Test chiyuv challah mi'atorah, the obligation challah mi'atorah, and a little bit. You saw dafka. You saw the chsiv. It says when you eat from the bread of the land. The kilo two in Chumas Samaisis, it's much more than Chumas Samaisis. No goes better to Yisrael. Baby nearbys, when Shalom nearbys, they are operating right. So whether Beis Mikdash exists or not, much because around Reish the Chumas, like the Ram writes, Abachal Apiv nearbys, the even where the Beis Mikdash standing, ain't no even a Torah Kosan Sharob Yisrael Yishvim Sham. So like the rights that most Jews are living in Eretz Yisrael. Tzitzel Yezer is down from Rabbeinu Gershom that says that 600,000 Jews counts. It's sufficient, even it's minority. Chazal says when you come there, so it's different than all the other comings in the Torah. All of a sudden it's kisavo, v'kan ksiv v'vachem. It's here it says v'vachem. L'ros to teach us the dafka bebias kulchem. It's only when all Jews in Eretz Yisrael lo bias mikzaschem, and not when a minority in Eretz Yisrael. Chayfil b'mei Ezra lo yischay v'chal mi ator even in the days of Ezra. Didn't become chal mi deraisa. It's lo lurak mitzvah Yisrael because only a few Jews went up. Koshkim is not that goes on saying our day and age. It's not going to be the raisa. So it's by midrabanon. You have to have challah everywhere, even in Chutz La'aretz. By the time it goes around Perek Hey Din Zayin the Shono, Ram writes, what's the reason? Mafrish and challah b'chutz la'aretz mean divrei Yisrael. They have challah b'chutz la'aretz midrabanon. They shlosh tishtakach teres challah miYisrael. So the concept of challah should be gone Am Yisrael Kal Shono. Zesh lo choshen zeh b'shumas ma'asos. Why don't we have such good b'shumas ma'asos? Yesh I can say b'shum the b'shum yesh kabon echim in a Torah. There's a Torah obligation, but it's Yisrael. Maybe lo yishtakach shlekach. So it's not going to forget. It's not going to be prevalent, such a mistake. It's going to be forgotten altogether. Came change from Chim, says no chiyuv. Came if they had to introduce them, they introduced it everywhere. But the Chumas Maisa ain't a Bali Karkos. Furthermore, Chumas Maisa only by landowners, Shenim Mitsuyim B'chutzlarts, which are not prevalent chutzlarts. Avachalakov, so the lechem. So Chumas Maisa so chutzlarts b'chala everybody bakes bread, so we have to be careful. Bracket says here, Tosis b'choros chabsayim beis odi maskal pasaki svarazu. Abi shagmar sham lo musvarazu rak al chala shtia. Kamoshi's bar being the Gemara says only a second chala, which will explain. Kol kabshinish gam alika chiyuv. It's obviously it's going also the primary obligation. Chala alika chiyuv chala shaykh. As far as logical, Vayis bar b'tam b'sif haba, it's going to be clarified in the next sif, which is ready for tomorrow.